Hi, we are a blurry mix of mostly Aura, Natalie, and Naia, and we have a system update. Some of this has been starting to happen for a while, but Josh is officially taking over several, or at least part of several, of Jaden's roles. We don't have any kind of update about Jaden officially. I want to make that really clear. As far as I know, Jaden still hasn't split or gone dormant or anything like that, but they are not able to do any of the roles that they've had for a while other than trauma holder. So in the meantime, there are gatekeepers and internal protectors for the most part doing as much as they can of what Jaden did in terms of our inner world, like the inside communication things, some of the internal protecting, all of that. Some of it nobody can do. There isn't a way for someone to fill in for some of the, like, internal communication, especially because Jaden was the only one who had that level of it. But Josh is taking over most of the front and external related aspects of those jobs that Jaden had. So this is a lot of elements to it essentially, but it boils down to external communications coordinator and primary external protector. And for any of you who have been here for a while and know Jade, you'll know that she has been our primary external protector since we started the channel, actually. But we actually just voted on this among executives yesterday. But we discussed how Jade hasn't functionally been the one doing that job for a while now. And the context that put her in that role was because of like issues that we were having with Michael at the time. It was Michael's job before then, and it functionally was Jaden's job fairly soon after it had become Jade's job. But because of those issues with Michael, we never officially changed that title over to be Jaden as the primary and Jade as one of the secondaries. But that was still functionally how our system was working for most of that time. And those things that Jaden was doing, Josh is now doing them. So we are officially making that switch over. And it's not really demoting Jade in any way. It's not really giving her any less access or like power or less say over anything. She's still an executive. It gives her a little bit less responsibility officially, but she wasn't necessarily really built for that role in the first place. And especially in light of what's going on with Jaden, we're trying to not put that level of responsibility in those kinds of roles in the hands of major trauma holders if we can, because it doesn't really make sense to do that if we have another option, and we currently do have another option. Josh isn't a trauma holder. He's aware enough of the trauma information that he needs to know to be able to make protector decisions, but that allows him to like think through decisions more clearly, even under triggering circumstances, in a way that is a lot harder for someone like Jade to do. And that aspect of Jaden's job and Michael's before them wasn't really fair to be their responsibility, even though they were capable of functioning through their triggers while they were fronting. It was a lot to put on them. And we don't need to function that way anymore. So it's to some extent acknowledging a change that had already happened. And it doesn't make Jade any less of a protector. There are still situations where she would be the go-to protector to handle that. But the situations that would be her responsibility the most, in terms of protecting, not in terms of like trauma processing and things like that, but in terms of protecting specifically, the areas that are the most specific to her and that she is the best equipped for are not really current things that we face as a system. So a lot of her like specialties, so to speak, she's like functionally retired. And if something in one of those areas came up, she would still be able to handle it, but it doesn't really make sense to call her primary external protector if most of the protecting that she would actually be the default for isn't actually like a current thing that we need someone to do. Josh, in a way, is also a type of gatekeeper. I don't know if we're going to officially add that to his list of roles. I feel like we would want like a descriptor term for it in some way, and I don't really know what that would be. But he's involved in like managing switches to some extent, like that kind of gatekeeping, and to a pretty big extent, gatekeeping what information we share outside of the system. So it's not really about memories within the system. Our other main gatekeepers do that. But it's the things directly involving the front for the most part. So I don't really know what we would call that. If you have any ideas of what we could call that, we would love to hear about it in the comments. Yeah, I don't know that there's much else we need to say about that, so it sounds like a bigger change than it is, essentially. So this has been a little system update. If you have ideas for what we can call that type of gatekeeper role that Josh is doing, we'd love to hear from you in the comments, like I said, or you could come over to our Discord server. We can have conversations like that over there too, and we have a specific channel for like thoughts about videos that we make, and a separate one for asking us questions and all those types of things. We are sticking with pretty much the same schedule currently. You can see updates to our Twitch schedule over on Twitch, which is linked in the description as well. And that also shows when YouTube Q&A live streams will be, if we are doing those as like video replacements if we miss that upload. Our wish list and our Etsy shop are both also linked in the description if you want to check either of those out, and we do make public unboxing videos of things we get from our wish list, and we put them on our Patreon, but you don't have to be a patron to see it because we make those public. But the Patreon is also linked in the description, and there are a lot of cool perks over there if any of you want to check it out. We also did fix the link and everything for becoming a member here on YouTube, which is the cheapest like subscription thing like that we have as an option currently, and gets some emotes and things that you can use in streams and stuff, and makes you stand out in the chat and in comments. As always, make sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell to see notifications so you know when we upload, especially when we do it not quite on schedule like for this video. I don't think I forgot anything, so thank you for your support and for being here, and let us know if you have video ideas and other things like that, and we'll put other videos on the screen for you to check out if you haven't seen them yet. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!